Ciao, my name is Alessandro, but you can call me 𝗪𝗏, and I might have overestimated the storage capacity of my shelves in my 24 square meter studio apartment. So here's the story. Last week I participated in a warehouse clearance made by 𝗃𝗶𝗱𝗲, which is a very big online retailer here in Sweden. And basically all the games were 40% off. At least 40% off. We're gonna talk more about this at least a little bit later. And basically you could get tons of games, and there are good games. It wasn't just like old stuff or stuff that was about to thrown out because no one buys it anymore, right? There was a good mix of like new stuff, good stuff, and bad stuff, okay? And it was so many games, and there were so many people, it was insane. We had to travel a couple of hours by car, 1 hour and a half maybe, from Stockholm to get there, but I even took a day off, okay? It was worth it, it was worth it. I thought I would be coming back home empty-handed, and didn't happen. Now, I just want to specify, it's not like I go crazy on buying board games, so maybe this biggest haul I've ever had isn't really something that is gonna impress you. I'm not even trying to impress you, I just want to share which games I got. So don't expect anything like 30 games, you know? Also, as I said, there's only so much I can store in this apartment, so it's gonna be more like 8, 9 games, and I've never been to a convention, I've never bought so many board games all in one go, and I feel also a little bit the pressure of why did you do that, when are you gonna play them? But let's take it chill and one game at a time. Before revealing the first game, I want to remind you that if you like this kind of content, if you like board games in general, if you like playthroughs, you can like this video so that more people can watch it, but most of all subscribe to my channel so you can keep yourself updated with all my new videos and all the how to plays and playthroughs I do, together with other more lightweight kind of videos about board games. Thank you so much if you decided to do so, and also if you feel extremely generous and want to support the channel, remember there is Patreon and Ko-fi in the description below, and that would be just absolutely mind-blowing if you decided to do so. But thank you very much again. Now let's go to the first game. Let me take it, you know? So the first game I want to talk about is Cthulhu Death May Die, which is a collaborative game from 1 to 5 players that is all about defeating a great old one. Now, if you're not familiar with Cthulhu Death May Die, this is actually the Fear of the Unknown box, so it comes in seasons. Now, Season 1 and Season 3 are core boxes, while Season 2 and Season 4 are expansions, and these are all the games that came out so far. And at the sale they had both Season 1 and Season 3 available for purchase, and I decided to go for Season 3, which is also called the Cthulhu Death May Die Fear of the Unknown. And the reason is, I don't know what's the reason, I just googled at the time and people said there is a little bit more variability and replayability with the Cthulhu Death May Die Fear of the Unknown. I don't mind a little bit more complexity in games. This is supposed to be a little bit more complex, just slightly more complex, and I'm totally fine with that. It was also cheaper, also that helps. And it comes also with 2 great old ones that you can defeat and 6 episodes. So how this game works is that for each session you're gonna decide 1 great old one to defeat and 1 episode that you wanna play, and that is basically gonna lay out what are the different powers of the great old one, mixing them with the powers of the episode, which is gonna basically determine what your map is gonna look like, what are gonna be your objectives, or where are gonna be the enemies. I watched some playthroughs of it, I still haven't really digged into it, but it's kind of a modular experience. And I think the coolest part of this game for a lot of people will be the miniatures. I don't particularly care about miniatures in life too much, but this game has huge, very well made miniatures. Not painted, but they're amazing. So let me show you the miniatures of the great old ones just to see, you know, what's the vibe. So just so you can see, like, the episodes look something like this. They have exclusive content for each episode, and there are 6 here. I'm only showing 3, but there are 6 in the box. And then there are 2 Great Old Ones. They have these giant big boxes because they need to contain the miniatures for the Great Old Ones and some other exclusive content for each of the Great Old Ones. So as you can see, there's all the contents listed here. But yeah, in this game, in this box, there is Azathoth here and 𝗃𝗶𝗱𝗲, I don't know, that guy. Let me show you the miniatures. So here is the Azathoth guy. I don't know if you are able to understand how ginormous, humongous this thing is, but see, this is my face and this is Azathoth. So humongous. There are other miniatures in this box because they are, I don't know, kind of like his minions or whatever, and there is other content like extra tokens, extra encounter cards that he's gonna use, and so on. It's a modular thing, you know. It's just like Final Girl, you have your killer and you have your location and so on. You can mix and match however you want. And this is 𝗃𝗶𝗱𝗲, which I think is a little bit less impressive than Azathoth, but still pretty cool, Look at him. He's like a giant frog guy. I don't know. This is also a little bit smaller, I feel like. Like, it elevates a little bit less because the base is the same for all of them. And it also comes with like some minions and stuff, but I don't even know what these are, and it's not focusing. Please focus, like the influencers, you know? Like this. Okay, cool. Yeah, see? And yeah, this is Cthulhu That May Die. You might wonder, why is it called Cthulhu That May Die if there's no Cthulhu? Cthulhu was in the base box, okay? Cthulhu was in the first season 1, so I don't have Cthulhu, I have 2 other Great Old Ones. Let me know if you want to see videos of me explaining this game or playing through this game mostly, and I will play it with my friends soon enough, and then we can make as many videos as we want about this, because there's 12 different possibilities. I don't think I'm gonna make 12 videos about Cthulhu That May Die, but, you know, let me know if you want to know more about Cthulhu That May Die, because I'm looking forward playing it, you know. It's just, it is what it is. It's Lovecraft, it's Cthulhu, it's collab, it's everything hello. And for Cthulhu That May Die, I paid around 60 euros, so I think it was a pretty good deal. Let me know if you think the same. Let me know if you think this game is valued that much. I'm gonna be giving you the prices of all the games that I got, just so that, I don't know, I wanna hear from you if you think it was a good deal or I've been scammed. The second game I got was Harmonies. Now, I have a thing. You know that thing where you're like, you don't want to be mainstream, you want to be different, you want to get something that nobody has, you want to like different things for what everybody likes. But I saw Harmonies there, and I know that, okay, I can buy this game, it's gonna be 40% off. If I don't like it, I can sell it for basically the same price, if not even higher. So I was like, let's give it a chance. I kind of like Cascadia, and I think this was a very similar game to Cascadia, so I was willing to give it a chance. It's a small box, it was a small price, I was like, let's do it. Even though the whole world plays Harmonies, loves Harmonies, talks about Harmonies, and it's such a popular game, it feels like everybody's just pumping it up just for the fun of it. I played it. I have played it, and I have liked it a lot. And I am not the guy that likes abstract games, but this was fun. So I have to say we had a little bit of analysis paralysis, because you're basically like stacking landscapes one on top of each other and creating patterns to host animals here and there. So there's that kind of vibe where you're wanting to create a lot of patterns, and then you need to like acknowledge the fact that you're not gonna be able to do everything you want to do, because sometimes you're forced to take some tiles that you don't want just to complete some landscapes. But the game is not only extremely cute and good looking, but it's actually a good game, and I had a lot of fun playing it. I want to play it more and more. I have a lot of friends that probably will like it, that like lighter games. It is a 30 minutes to 45 minutes kind of game, and I think if you have a chance to try it, you don't have to run and buy it. Just probably some of your friends will have Harmonies if you have any more gamer friends, so ask them to try it and you might fall in love. It might be just the thing for you, because it's an objectively good game. It's it's good. Let me know what you think about Harmonies. We can also play the solo mode on the channel, probably will do at some point. And yeah, I got this game for around 22 euros, so I'm pretty satisfied with it because I think I can easily resell it at the same price in case I decide I don't want it anymore. So I'm happy I got it. I don't think it's gonna be leaving anytime soon, but let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And you know what? For the third game, I decided to keep on the theme of the hype train. This game was so hyped at the Essen convention, and I think everybody was talking brilliant things about SETI, the search for extraterrestrial intelligence, and this is a big Euro game. There's a lot of big Euro games that attract me at the moment. There is Lisboa I wanna get, there is Galactic Cruise, there are a lot of big Euro games, Unconscious Mind that I want. But this was on sale. This was the one that was on sale. So I was like, let's get it. Let's try it. Let's see it. Everybody's so enthusiastic about this game. I wanna try it too. Now this is one of those kind of medium heavy Euro games. So you need to like the genre and the theme. You're basically like going around the solar system looking for aliens, sending probes, satellites and stuff. I have not yet played it. I'm hoping to play it tomorrow. And there's basically a rotating board at the center of the table, and that is absolutely amazing. So I have to be honest with you, CG never does it, but when I unboxed this game and I saw there was no insert for all the rotating stuff and all the tiles that have different shapes, there is no insert whatsoever. You're just throwing everything in the box like as it is, just like in Lost Ruins of Arnak. It wasn't very satisfying, but that doesn't matter, right? If the game is good, even if there's no insert, you can buy your own insert, you can create your own insert with a 3D printer and it's gonna be totally fine. But anyways, let me know your thoughts about SETI and also this as a solo mode. So we can play this solo on the channel too and see if we can find some aliens. I got SETI for around 44 euros, which again, for a game like this, I think it is a reasonable price. But again, let me know if you got better deals for SETI. And the lack of inserts a little bit bugs me, but there's so many components, the rotating stuff, and there's so many. I understand why this game is a little bit pricey, because I think originally it is like around 70 euros, but getting it for 44, I think, you know, great deal. And let's see if I'm gonna end up loving this game just as much as everybody does with it and with Harmonies. I hope so. I hope so. I love the Harmonies, so let's see. Let's see how SETI does. Now here is where the pain really starts kicking in. So I got Marvel Champions, a campaign expansion, which is called the Mad Titan's Shadow. And I don't know who I'm gonna be playing this with, to be honest. I have to be really honest. I don't think many of the people I know wanna embark in a Marvel Champion campaign. I have a friend that really wants to try Marvel Champions, so maybe we can try that together. Also because I feel like Marvel Champions really shine at 1 or 2 players. I don't want to play this at 3 or 4 players, though it is usually my preferred player count. Another unfortunate thing is that I recently just watched this campaign playthrough on YouTube by some other creator, so I don't know, you know, but this is what I found. I don't remember obviously what happened in those playthroughs, and they didn't even go all the way through with the campaign because they got frustrated at Thanos, which is I think the second to last villain that you need to defeat. But we can play this on the channel too, right? So I have some Marvel Champions on the channel already. You can find it at the link showing right now at the top right corner if you're curious. And let me know if you want to watch us play through the campaign for the Mad Titan's Shadow. I know it is not the easiest of the campaigns, it's not like the simplest, the most streamlined, but it doesn't introduce maybe too much complexity, so we'll see. It includes like 4 different villains, I think, and 2 new heroes, which are, let me read them, I don't know anything about Marvel, sorry. Adam Warlock and Spectrum. So maybe we can try also these characters too, maybe one of them, not both of them. Could be fun, could be fun. I got this for around 21 euros, so worth a chance. For 4 new scenarios and 2 more heroes, I think it is very good value. The next game I got, as you can see also, this is shrink wrap, I still haven't unboxed it. It is Freelancers. Now, this is kind of like a role-playing campaign style game where you're building one of your characters, these are the 4 characters, and bringing them into an adventure. I don't know about this game, to be honest. I wanted to play it solo on the channel in case none of my friends wants to play it, but I saw that in the box it says from 3 to 7 players, so you can't really play solo. I know there is a solo variant online, so they published a solo variant, so we could try that. If I don't know if this is ever, I don't know if this is ever gonna get played, which I feel very sad, because it is such a cute looking game and I feel like it's not that deep. It's a pretty simple game, probably not a very long campaign either, so I think it could be fun. I just don't know how much my playing group is into role-playing and stuff. I don't know how much role-playing you need to do. Please, 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 if you have played Freelancers, if you have liked it, even if you didn't like it, please let me know your thoughts about this game, because I really want to be convinced about trying it, at least trying it. Because I have watched some, tutorial playthroughs, and I've watched some reviews, and I've always been attracted to this game, but I never really pulled the trigger because I didn't know if I would have had the chance to actually play it. I feel like I want to, but there's many more things that probably my playing group would enjoy more, and it's very hard to get anybody involved in a campaign. So if I need to get people into a campaign, it needs to be very popular game, maybe a little bit deeper than this, and something that I know most people will enjoy no matter what. I ended up paying around 33 euros for this, so it wasn't even that cheap, So it's still, I don't know, it's a question mark, Let me know if you think the solo mode is any good, because worst case we can play it solo and we can experience that. But now let's go to the next game. So before showing you the next game, I do not want to be judged. I do not want to be judged here, okay? Please do not judge me. Unwise choices have been made, I feel like, but let's talk about this. So first of all, the next game I got is the campaign expansion for Arkham Horror, the card game, The Feast of Hemlock Vale. Now here I feel I've been a little bit scammed, because the problem is that the game is completely destroyed. I don't know if you can see it, but the box is ripped everywhere. It is just insane. And I asked if there would be an extra discount for these, and they said yes. And then the extra discount was 10% more. Really? So I paid 50% off this game. Amazing, okay, amazing. But really, with this damage, only 10% more? I don't know. I mean, I ended up paying an Arkham Horror campaign that is usually around 60-70 euros, only 30 euros. So I can be pleased with that, but I like these boxes. They are filled with a lot of air. I'm not even joking. Like, let me open this thing. Literally air. There's nothing. But there's so much content, because I mean, it's a campaign with 8 scenarios. If you know Arkham Horror, the card game, this is another LCG, so you probably know that you're gonna get a lot of hours of gameplay out of this. A lot of people had amazing feedback for this campaign, and I saw it there and I was like, at some point I'm gonna play it, Now here's the problem, the big problem. My Arkham Horror playing group has been dismantled. It's burning and crashing down. It detonated itself. Which means the 2 people I was playing Arkham Horror with have both left Sweden. What's the problem? Try to find someone else to play it with. I tried to make people try Arkham Horror, the card game, try to get them involved and everything, but all my attempts have been an immense disaster. So I feel like there's this kind of lore of hating on Arkham Horror, at least in one of my playing groups, even though nobody has ever tried Arkham Horror the card game, but they might have tried, you know, 𝗪𝘵𝗶𝗶𝗲 Horror, Arkham Horror, the board game. And so I feel like whenever I bring up anything that is Arkham Horror related, people are not enthusiastic. And they don't even want to try it because they're like, why do I need to be involved for 8 scenarios in a campaign that is just like a game that everybody thinks is shit? Which, who's this everybody? Let me know, let me hear you say Arkham Horror is shit, because I really think it's the most highly rated LCG, and I'm getting defensive about this game because I really like it. I understand you might want to take breaks from this game every once in a while because otherwise it gets a little bit repetitive, but this is like, Gloomhaven doesn't get repetitive, it does. All these big campaign games get repetitive at some point, so it's just like, you need to take a break, and this allows you to do it because it's just 8 scenarios, and then you take a break, and then you go and dive into a completely different campaign that might have different mechanics and so on. So I actively bought another campaign game after showing you Marvel Champions, after showing you the Freelancers. I bought another campaign game that I don't know who to play with. I'm accepting applications, and yeah, this is what it is. And you might wonder, but Alessandro, why didn't you go for the newest campaign expansion of Arkham Horror? I did. That is kind of the problem. I didn't get it at the sale. I got it earlier. I paid like, I don't know, 70 euros for this. We're gonna be playing this on the channel, I decided, because I don't wanna wait. I don't wanna wait to play this campaign specifically. I'm just too excited about it, too curious. So we're gonna be playing it on the channel extremely soon, probably starting from next week. We're gonna already start having some videos, or in a couple of weeks. I'm just afraid playing this solo because I don't wanna play true solo. I wanna play two-handed solo because true solo is extremely difficult in my opinion. And two-handed solo is a little bit better. But I'm afraid of getting overwhelmed because it's a complex game. There's gonna be a lot of rules. But I'm hoping with the help of y'all, we can manage and play a full campaign of the Drowned City. And it's gonna be a new experience. I'm excited, a little bit scared. I already have some other Arkham Horror LCG playthroughs on my channel. They are not the best quality. I wasn't editing videos. I have the Dunwich Legacy totally solo, and I have the two-handed solo Night of the Zealot. There are videos that did pretty well on my channel. At the same time, I did not edit them. They're not curated at all. So I feel like if you want to start watching some Arkham Horror LCG on my channel, start from the Drowned City. It's gonna be better. And yeah, this is all I had to say. This is a very sad situation because one of my favorite games doesn't find a way to get played with other people, which is, I prefer a lot the configuration of 3 players. 4 is too long, 2 you don't get to play many flex characters, I feel like, but we'll try, we'll make it work. And let me know your comments about, do you think this was I think this was a little bit of a scam, because only 50% for this kind of damage is kind of insane. But let me know, what do you think about Arkham Horror LCG? Please. Even negative comments are okay, but if you have positive comments about Arkham Horror LCG, I want to hear them, because I feel like there's a lot of negativity right now among the people I know about this game, and I don't want it to be that way. Let's switch gears for a second and get a small box of a tiny game called Skulking. Now, Skulking, it is probably my favorite trick-taking game ever, because basically in Skulking it's just kind of like a normal trick-taking game, but what you're doing is actually betting at the beginning of each round on how many tricks you're actually gonna be getting. If you know Wizard, it is a very similar game to Wizard, but it has more special cards, and I think I have a blast every single time. It is very tense because you really want to get the exact number of tricks that you declared at the beginning of the round after seeing your handful of cards. And basically the first round are just like a warm-up. I feel like you don't get many points, you don't lose many points, but as the game progresses, you're gonna have more and more cards in your hand, more and more tricks potentially to be able to win. It is an extremely fun game. It is sometimes a little bit not super deep, I don't know, sometimes it's also a little bit luck based, but I feel like If you never tried Skulking, try it. So this wasn't a new game for me. This is a new edition. So I played the old edition. This has a little bit more extra stuff. I'm not convinced. I love that there are cards numbered with 14 and they give you extra points. There are also some additional modules that I still haven't tried, but it's a very good game. I fell in love again with this game. And I got it for basically 11 euros, so I feel like totally worth it. I don't think I'll ever get tired of this game. Also, this box is a little damaged here, but I feel like we can survive with that. One complaint is that I played it once. You shuffle the cards a lot in this game. I played it once and the cards are already ruined. Like, what the frig? Plus, let me show you this. What is going on with these cards? Why do they have two different colors? Like, there are a bunch of cards that have different colors in the back. So the cards should be probably sleeved at this point. And yeah, I mean, they're all different, like, they're different hues. They're like, I don't know, different shading, and I feel like you can really tell the cards are different. And I don't know, you might, it's a lot of effort if you want to memorize all the hues and all the possible cards that have like different colored backs. I understand that, but at the same time, why? You had one job, printing the cards so they're all equal. So now this game has to be sleeved, probably with sleeves that are not transparent. I like the art in the back, but it will have to go, because otherwise this game is, I don't want to say unplayable, it's still playable, but I don't want to ruin the card. I don't want to leave marks on the cards, because they're gonna get ruined and they're gonna get like marked because of the different colors. So you play 2 times and basically you're marking all the cards in different ways, and if you really want to put your mind into it and memorizing them, it's not as fun. But now let's talk about another game. I know, just when I said I had a lot of big campaigns and stuff, watch me get a legacy game, huh? Now, this is Pandemic Legacy Season 0. Now, Pandemic Legacy is like the highest rated legacy game like ever, and I feel like everybody thinks Season 0 is the best. I had different choices. I could have bought Season 0 or Season 1. I decided to go for Season 0 because I don't think I'm gonna be playing a lot of Pandemic Legacies in my life. I don't even know if I get to play this one, and if I play a Pandemic Legacy, I want it to be the best possible experience. So Pandemic Legacy Season 0 seemed the best choice. I know Season 0 deals more with war than it does with viruses, which I'm not extremely hyped about. I prefer viruses, I prefer illnesses rather than, oh my god, there's soldiers, oh my god, there's war, blah blah. But you know, if this is better, this is better. Season 0 actually came after Season 1. I don't know, I think the order was Season 1, Season 2, Season 0, or Season 0 was in the middle, not sure. But I heard that Season 2 wasn't the greatest, Season 1 is the second best, and this is the best. If this is different from what you think, it doesn't matter. I bought this one now. I also have a friend that already has Season 0, like one of the friends that came to me to the sale after she saw I got the Season 0. She was like, do you want to switch for the Season 1 because, you know, I have Season 0? And then I was like, no. No, I don't think I want to switch for Season 1. Worst case, if we end up playing it together, then one of us can sell the game, right? And we can split the benefit of that sale, and it would be totally fine. But for 45 euros, sometimes I see these sold, not used, but kind of open, or maybe play the session or something, and then they sell it for like 50 euros. So I feel like new for 45 euros, still in shrink plastic. Everything was in shrink wrap, by the way. I removed it, or to the ones that you saw, they weren't there. It is a huge deal. If you don't know what Pandemic Legacy is, it's like a game based on Pandemic, but it's like legacy games. They basically force you to destroy the game. It's kind of like playing an exit game, you know, where you need to rip cards, cut cards, so it's one and done. You cannot replay these games. Some of these legacy games have some replay kits, so you can buy the replay kits to actually replay it, and it costs less than buying the whole box again. But you basically be applying stickers to the board, modifying the game as you go. So every session is going to be more and more complex with rules and challenging. And basically this is played over 12 months, so it's also kind of a campaign. And each month you have 2 attempts to overcome, so maximum of 24 sessions for Pandemic Legacy Season 0. Let me know your thoughts about Pandemic Legacy, if this is a good deal or not. And yeah, now this actually concludes the games that I have got at the sale, but I want to talk about something else now. I want to talk about the games that I was not fast enough to get, and also about something called a math trade. If you want to skip to the math trade, you can just click on the relative chapter. But here's the games that got away. Now, the first game that actually I got and then placed back was Stardew Valley. So it was kind of an insane situation where everybody was just grabbing games everywhere and going around with huge boxes full of games, super heavy. You couldn't move. It was such narrow corridors. You know, it's when the Apple stores, if the Apple stores with the new release of the iPhone opens the things and it's like, let everybody lose. That was kind of the vibe. I put back Stardew Valley because it was an objectively like kind of a big box. There were multiple copies, so I didn't feel the rush to actually get it, and I wanted to get some other stuff that was unique instead, like SETI, Arkham Horror. There were only 1 copy of this game, so I really wanted to make sure I got them in the bag. And in the end, like Stardew Valley, everybody took it, so they took all the copies, so I couldn't get it anymore. But I'm not sure, because I feel like it is a good game, it's a fun game, collaborative, but it's kind of like repetitive and very, very long. If you're not playing at 2 players, you play at more than 2 players, as I usually like to do. It is very long, very, very long, and I feel like maybe you wouldn't get as much love as I wanted to give it, and so I left it there. The other games I saw people getting, there probably was only 1 copy because I saw only 2 people with 1 copy of each, and I really wanted, were Ark Nova. I actually went to the couple, because the couple that got Ark Nova, they were getting a lot of games, and then they started looking online about, reading about all of these games because they didn't know what the games were about. So they were actually like looking at the back of Ark Nova, reading the description, checking online what was the rating, what people thought about it. And I saw them checking it out, and I was like, you know what? If you don't want Ark Nova, if you end up not getting Ark Nova, I'm interested, you know? I want to get it. Please don't put it back. Please give it to me. Maybe not the smartest move, because that makes the game more desirable, so more worth it to their eyes. So they ended up getting it anyways. And I guess if you go on BGG and look at Ark Nova and everybody has high rating about it, they're gonna get it anyway. So that got away. The second one that I really wanted, there was only 1 box, unfortunately. It would have been a very big box, so very hard to carry, but it's in my wish list for a while, while almost none of these games were in my wish list, so I just got them because they were there. But 𝗪𝗫𝗫𝗫 is actually on my wish list. I actually really wanted the game, but there was only 1 copy. I saw 1 guy getting it, and it's really like, we were not the first in the queue, but it's really like where you land on the first corridors and then you get the best games there. Because, for example, I went to a corridor, my friends went to another corridor, they got the best games there, I got the best games here, and I feel like then what was left wasn't super amazing. Now let's talk about the math trade. So there's something that happens, I guess, a little bit everywhere in the world, but like I saw it happening in Stockholm, or in Sweden actually, but most of the people that participated were in Stockholm, and it's a math trade. So basically you put in a system on BGG all the games that you want to trade out, and all the people participate. There were in the end around 200 games from all over Sweden, and basically when the math trade opens you can select what you want to trade for what of the other games in the list. I tried to get Unconscious Mind, Inventions, Evolution of Ideas, the Lacerda game. I tried to get Obsession, Anachrony, and I feel like there was another game, but I don't remember which one. Oh, it was the dual Lord of the Fellowship. And I had games like Mansion of Madness, Arkham Horror 3rd Edition, I had Legends of Under. I didn't put very highly valued stuff. Gloomhaven, Buttons and Bugs, One Deck Dungeon. I didn't put like amazing stuff like the ones that you see behind here. So I feel like I was expecting not to get much out of it, but I'm impressed. So I was able to actually get for 300 crowns, which is like 25, 26, 7 euros, plus giving away my Arkham Horror 3rd Edition with some upgraded dice, but I also got that second hand and I paid like a ridiculous amount for that, like 200 crowns, which is like 17 euros. I was able to get Anachrony, the classic edition, and Obsession. The first edition though of Obsession, not the second edition. I don't know how much it changes between the first and the second edition of Obsession, and I don't know if the classic edition of Anachrony is better or not better than the Essential. I know that then they repackaged everything with the Essential edition and some expansions. I know this classic variant as a solo mode, so we could also play that on the channel. I went and picked up Anachrony Classic Edition with a tote bag. Mistakes were made. Let me show you. Why? What is this? Why this humongous thing? Like, I promise you, this is empty inside. There's no insert and there's just like air-filled box. Why? Why? Now, I get it. You can get the miniatures to make this game cooler and you can store them in here. You can get the expansions and store them in here. You can get everything you want and store it in here. Will I get any of these things? I don't know. I didn't need this big box. I did not. But anyways, this is a game, competitive game about the apocalypse. The apocalypse is coming and you need to do some stuff. Basically, you need to send your scientists or engineers out in the world that became radioactive with some specific suits. So you need to be basically managing not only workers but also your suits. And the fun thing about this game is that the amount of suits you're gonna be using in a round, you decided at the beginning of the round, and the more suits you get, the more expensive it will be. So you kind of need to already foresee your whole round and what you want to do, where you want to send your workers already, and then it's a worker placement. So you know that your opponents might mess it up for you. They might occupy the spots that you needed, might take the materials and resources you wanted, and maybe you end up not using all the exosuit that you paid for. I'm very intrigued about this game. I wanted it. It was in my wish list for a while, and I'm surely gonna play it soon. There's also solo mode. Let me know if you want us to play this solo on the channel at some point. I know I'm saying it for every of the games, but you know, I like playing solo for the channel, so I think it could be fun. I don't have Obsession yet, so I'm not gonna be talking about that. Also, I don't even know how to explain Obsession. It's such a different game, I feel like. So maybe we'll talk about Obsession in another video. But yeah, I feel like this is all I wanted to talk about. We have talked about the deals I got. So basically, totaling up everything, I paid like 260 euros for like 8 games. I feel like it was a good deal. Even if I want to sell it, I think I'm gonna actually be able to split even or actually make profit on some of them, which unethical, so I'm probably not gonna do that. But it is a way to get rid of games. I need to get rid of games because it is all that is empty in my 24 square meter apartment. Stuff is everywhere. Everywhere. This is the only empty wall, and you might wonder, why don't you put another shelf there? I don't want to think about it right now. I just want to sell a lot of the games that I own right now and be reasonable about the amount of games I have and my board games collection. Anyways, I hope you liked this video, and thank you so much for watching. If you stayed so long, maybe you liked this video, so you might want to subscribe to my channel for more content. I'll be extremely happy, extremely grateful. That's all for now. Ciao, ciao!